Hello students, welcome to your science class. Today we'll start a new chapter and the name of that chapter is Adaptations in Animals. Okay, now before we start this chapter, I would like to just discuss with you that children, you must all know that thousands and thousands of years ago on this earth, different types of animals lived, okay, and some animals that you are very familiar with were dinosaurs. Yes, now these dinosaurs suddenly they extincted from this mother earth. Why? Can you tell me why? Actually, scientists have different opinion why the dinosaurs extinct, but one of the major reasons that most of the scientists they think is that there must be some climate change throughout the earth which the dinosaurs could not cope up with. Okay, they were not able to adjust with the temperature change that happened during that period. So, you will see that most of the plants and animals have the ability to change according to their environment. So, now what is this ability called? This ability is called adaptation. So, the ability of living things to adjust themselves to their environment is called an adaptation. Okay. Now, let us take another example so that you can understand. Okay. So now you have seen a camel. Most of you must have seen. In which type of condition it lives? It lives in desert. And there what kind of temperature is? It is there. Its temperature is very high. And water is very scarce. So how does the camel adapt to that situation? It takes limited amount of water and it has the ability to survive according to its situation. It can do its livelihood by just taking a small amount of water, and it also adjusts to its temperature. Its foot is so designed that it can easily walk on the sand dunes. Okay, so what are all these? These are all adaptations according to our surroundings. So the animals adapt to their surroundings in order to survive. Okay, the adjustment may be for food, for protecting themselves from their enemies, and for the climatic conditions. Okay, now one more example we will take. That have you seen the garden lizard? Most of you must have seen. Okay, so what ability it has? It has the ability to change its color according to the surroundings. So it can change its color and it can just hide itself in the leaves or whatever the surrounding is there. So have you ever thought why it does like that? Okay, it does like that to just hide from its enemies. Okay, and it's so that it changes its color so that it can easily get it can camouflage in the surrounding. Okay, so no, its enemies could not see them. So living things are able to adapt themselves to their surroundings, okay, to survive. Okay, those that do not adopt die. So if the living beings will not adapt to their surrounding, what will happen? They will not be able to survive and they will die. Okay, now adaptation to environment. First we'll study about how the animals adapt to the environment. The natural home of an animal is called habitat. Okay, now some animals you will see they are found in particular region only. For example, polar bear. Now what will be the habitat of the polar bear? Polar bear in icy mountains near the poles. Na? So polar bear will be found only in polar region. So it is the habitat of the polar bear. If we take out polar bear from there and we'll bring in the desert area, can the polar bears survive there? No, na? Polar bear will not be able to survive there. So the natural home of the animal is its habitat. So where it has adopted naturally to live in that region, so the natural home of an animal is called its habitat. Animals are adapted to the conditions of the habitats in which they live. So just as I gave you the example of a polar bear, so polar bear is very much adapted to live in a polar region. If I take another animal and put it in the polar region, will it be able to survive in that great cold? No, extremely cold regions. Only the animals that have developed themselves or adapted to that situations will able to be to survive there. Okay. So based on the environment in which they live, animals are grouped into terrestrial, aquatic, aerial and arboreal animals. So now based on the environment in which the animals live, they are grouped into terrestrial, aquatic, aerial and arboreal. So just we'll take an example, we will understand. So we will take the example of a fish. So fish, where everybody knows where a fish lives, a fish will live in water. So what is the habitat? Habitat of fish will be obviously water, and that's since it lives in water, it will be called as aquatic animal. Yes, aqua means water and aquatic means one who lives in water. So it is called aquatic habitat of the fish. Similarly, those animals that live on land are called terrestrial animals. Those animals that have adapted themselves to live in air are called aerial animals, and those animals that live on trees, okay, big trees, neither on land nor in air but high above the land, that is on trees, are called as arboreal animals. Okay, now we will see in detail about these various types of adaptation or habitats of animals. Okay, so in figure you see, now here it's given terrestrial animals. So terrestrial animals are the animals that live on land. Now see, polar bear, walrus, penguin, all these animals, where do they live? They live in land. So animals that live on land are called terrestrial animals. The climatic condition on land vary from place to place. So on land also, it is not that everywhere the temperature is same. In some places the temperature is very high and in some places the temperature is very low. So animals just adopt themselves accordingly. Okay, so since the polar bear lives in a polar region where the temperature is very low, it's very cold, it has a furry coat over itself so that it can protect himself from the great cold. Okay, so now here in your book also it's given the polar region is extremely cold. Animals like polar bear, penguin, walrus and seals live there. To protect themselves from cold, these animals have thick hairy skin. Okay, so how will they protect themselves from the cold? So if we feel cold, what do? Huh? We put on sweaters, we put on jackets, but animals cannot do that, na? So what do the animals do? So God has gifted them with a thick hairy skin. Thick hairy skin to protect themselves from cold. Okay. Now, due to scarcity of food during cold months, animals like frog, bear, and snake prefer sleeping throughout the winter. This long sleep is called hibernation. Now, what happens, children? Na? That during extreme cold, the animals don't get food to eat. Then how will they survive in this extreme cold? So the animals have just adopted themselves that okay, if when there will be extreme cold, what they will do? They will sleep. You also feel sleepy, na? But it's very cold. You don't want to come out of your bed. Is it so? In the cold winter morning, when your mother says that come out of the bed, come go to school, do you feel like coming out? No, na? So these animals also, what they do during whole winter, they sleep, and this long sleep is called hibernation. So once again, which animals hibernate? Frog, bear, and snake. I repeat, frog, bear, and snakes, they go for a long sleep, that is called as hibernation. Okay. Now, mountains are also very cold. Animals that live on mountains such as yaks, mountain sheep, and mountain goats have thick fur on their body which keep them warm during cold winter. So earlier we had a talk about extremely cold places in which polar bears, walrus, penguins lived. Okay, but what about mountains? Mountains also are very cold, and the animals living there, such as yak, mountain sheep, and mountain goats, also have very thick fur on their body. Okay, and which keeps them warm during cold winter. These animals have strong hooves that help them to walk on the slopes of the mountains. Now, what is hoof there? Hoof, this part. This portion of the leg is called hoof. It is very strong. Okay, this black portion you have seen, na? Towards the end of the leg of a sheep or a goat is called hoof. Okay, so it helps them to walk on the mountains very easily. Okay, in the slope of the mountain. Now come to desert. Desert is very hot. So as mountains are very cold, deserts are very hot. Animals that live in deserts such as camel have less hair on their body and have thick skin. Okay, this helps in preventing loss of water from their body. So now they have the animals that live in desert have also adopted themselves according to the climatic conditions present there. So as you have seen in mountains, the animals that lived had thick fur coat above their skin, and also goats and sheep also had hairs, a lot of hairs or thick fur to protect themselves from extreme cold. Now the animals in desert region have very less hair on their body, and their skin is also very thick. Why thick? So that there may be minimum water loss from their body. Okay. Now, some animals like earthworm, snails, and lizards sleep for a long time during summer months to escape the heat. This long summer sleep is called estivation. Okay, now as hibernation, what is hibernation? Hibernation is long winter sleep. So the animals that live in winter places in winter region, okay, they go for long winter sleep. Similarly, the animals that live in very um, hot places, they go for a sleep in summer months to escape the heat, and this long summer sleep is called estivation. Okay, so now we'll conclude. Today we'll study till here only, and we'll conclude that animals adopt to their climatic condition. Okay, in the habitat where they live, whatever climatic conditions are there, they adopt accordingly. Some of the examples of it are polar bear, which has a thick fur to protect itself from heat. Another example is of camel, which adopts according to its climatic condition. It has a thick skin and very less hairs are there on the skin, so that it can escape from the great heat. Okay. Today we also studied about hibernation and estivation. Okay. In our next class, we'll discuss about aquatic animals, okay, and aerial animals. Okay. Thank you, children. Thank you very much.